One spot left here. I'm gonna draft from the ninth spot. We're gonna get it cracking a little early too. So that way, all right. Hopefully y'all ready. We're gonna get it popping a little early right now. I don't want it to take too long. So that way, if there's more people that want to get in, they can. Draft settings for right now. We got PPR, 12 team, 30 seconds on the clock. We're not gonna do 60 seconds. 30 seconds on the clock, so everything's got to be quick. We got one quarterback, two running backs, three receivers, a tight end, and a flex with 3 bench spots. All right. So we're gonna get this one moving. You guys ready? We in the game. We in the game. We're going to get a few mock drafts in today. We're going to get a few in. We're going to get it in, man. Jahan, how was your Father's Day, brother? It was pretty good, Q. Appreciate you tapping in, man. Good Father's Day for me. Had a chance to relax, man. So appreciate you asking. It's father thing, man. It's funny how the world works, man. It's fathers. I feel like we don't get enough appreciation, but then also it's like, you look at your kids and you look at your family and you're like, man, that's what you need. Like, it shouldn't be one day for fathers, but like they tell you every day, at least my kids do. They tell me every day why I'm the greatest father and why I'm proud to be a father. So I really can't complain. You know what I'm saying? It was a great day for me. Great to be celebrated, but lucky for me, I feel celebrated a lot. So appreciate you asking though. Daniel was good. Jahan, I'm good, man. I'm good. Appreciate you tapping in with me, man. Make sure y'all like the video too. I've been getting some slick hate on these videos, bro. So I don't want no dislikes. I need the likes. So make sure if y'all in here rocking with me, hit the like button so the videos pop up. You know what I'm saying? Snipe time. Here we go. All right, let's go. It's my pick right now. Let's see who's on the clock. We got ARSB, Derrick Henry. And I think right now the safe pick for me is ARSB, but I kind of want to see how this thing turns out when I pick H-Hand right here. I just want to see for the upside. I want to see what this looks like for the upside. ARSB is a safer pick, and I'm more than likely in a real draft would take him, but I want to see how my team fits. It turns out when I pick H-Hand. H-Hand. So J-Hand, bruh, sub only mode. I'm going to be silent. Don't be silent, dog. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, it's fine. And you can ask me shit in the comments, but I gotta make it worth it for the people who invest in me too. You know what I'm saying? And it's no hate. And I would love to do it. And it won't all be sub only. There's just going to be more like when I'm answering a lot of questions, it's probably going to be sub only more so. What's good, Agent? J.N. Bremer, what's popping? You said AK-41's been my pride and joy since I started fantasy. How are we feeling about him this year? He's a value again. Like, there's some players you ride it until the wheels fall off. And I feel like Kamara is just one of those players, bro. He's one of those players. One of those players. AG was good. He said, can you do ESPN 10-team format? That's next. We'll do that one next. ESPN, we'll do 10-team. We can do a 10-team. We just got to make them quick, man, because sometimes the drafts take too long, and then we don't get to go over everything. But first round kind of went as expected for me. Jefferson up at the top is obviously I wasn't expecting to see that, but Jamar Chase, Jettas, they're both going to be, to me, I don't really see like a huge difference. And I think a lot of people will be like, oh my gosh, you took this player and you can't take this player. Take the player you want at the top. And if you think Jefferson's going to have that kind of year, I absolutely have no problems with that at all. So for me, I love that pick there. All right, so players I'm deciding between right now, Drake London, Tyreek Hill come to mind. Running backs, Jonathan Taylor. I think I'm going to go here and just get another locked-in high-end RB. I like Jonathan Taylor there. Brees kind of is intriguing there. I normally would like to get a receiver, but I feel like having this – I want to see what this top-heavy running back situation looks like because I feel like I could find some receivers later. I want to have one elite guy, but if it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. Doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. So if you guys have noticed, we've been talking a lot of the running backs here, and this is where I think strategy comes into play, right? For this year, this is where the early stuff starts to matter, right? When you do these drafts, you kind of get a feel and trying out different strategies, right? I think the running back position is one you want to get early, but you don't want to get too much of. If that makes sense. Like, you want to have 3 to 4 really good running backs on your rosters because I think there's going to be a slight drop-off around round 8. So if you're going to fade the running back position, I don't think that's smart this year unless you like some of those guys in the mid-round and you're willing to just kind of stack up on potential like your Travis Etienne's or Najee Harris's, guys that maybe just don't have the same upside and they carry a lot of risk. So I think there's some value down there, and there's probably going to be some hitters. It's just in these drafts, I think you got to make sure you get at least one running back in the top 3 rounds. I think you have to, just personally. There's a lot of talent that falls, like McCaffrey going in the second, Jonathan Taylor going in the second, even a guy like Kyron Williams going in the second round. Like, these are good backs. Even Bucky and Genty here. I'm not taking them in the second round, but to just have a pillar at running back here, I think is very important, because once you go down here, there's a lot more question marks about Omarion Hampton. I think Chuba Hubbard, Joe Mixon, James Conner, they're fine, but like now you get David Montgomery, RJ Harvey, Isaiah Pacheco, Aaron Jones. Just as your star running back, there's a little bit more of a question mark there. That's just my personal opinion. Father, to understand where you're coming from. Yeah, I feel like, you know what I'm saying? I feel like I feel like as fathers, the good fathers in the world, because there's a lot who maybe aren't the best fathers always. Good fathers know that they're appreciated. You can kind of feel the love, even if it's not told to you. You understand, like, your kids love you, man. Jay and the kids going to be a problem when they do their friends league. My son's teams be crazy. My oldest son's teams be crazy. Are y'all running it back? Yeah, we're going to run it back. There will be more drafts this year. Oh, I meant to go live on TikTok too. You know, I looked at it today. I have not been live on TikTok since week 11 of last year, which I feel bad for. Like, I owe you guys more than that. So if you're on TikTok, my apologies. If you've been only on TikTok and you came here to the YouTube, thank you for doing that. But I got to start going on TikTok a little more too. Jay, and I need that Najers jersey from Tyler. Yo, is Tyler going to give you that jersey? I'll hit his ass up. Has he reached out to you? He said he's going to reach out to you on Sleeper. You seem high on Achane, huh? You know, I am a little higher, maybe higher than I should be on Achane, but it's sometimes you don't want to pass up on players in this back half that could be like game changers. So I think a Christian McCaffrey, a Devon Achane, somebody with like real high upside is the right type of player to take here. Y'all went snag the receivers from me inside. We're going to get a receiver here. Yeah, we're going to get a receiver. Ooh. I kind of like T. Higgins here, but yeah, I'm going to go T. Higgins because I think I can get another receiver. I don't like T. Higgins there, but it's decent value. Yeah. Don't love that pick there. But as far as like the upside picks, right? I like Achane because if Achane hits and he stays healthy, we're talking about a guy that's probably about like 2,200 to 250, 2,200 to 2,500 yards. Like Achane just has a lot of upside. The one area I would say it would be a miss, just a complete miss, is if he doesn't score the touchdowns. If for some reason they decide Jalen Wright or Ollie Gordon is going to be their red zone guy, then I would be a little bit more down on Achane. But I think outside of that, if he plays, we didn't see a lot of the big plays from him last year, and I talked about this. I think they're going to scheme him open a little bit more. Last year, no Tua, Tyreek was hurt, didn't play very well. Jalen Waddle was hurt at times. The offense was really going through him, so the lanes weren't there. And I think he's going to push those longer touchdowns that we saw in year one. So we didn't get to see the speed a whole lot from him. Used a lot in the receiving game, but if he can get 80 to 100 catches, his floor is like Jahmyr Gibbs, and he just has more explosiveness and no David Montgomery. So that's why I like damn, y'all snagged him up. That's why I like Devon Achane. Bruh, y'all are killing me right now. I do not like the back half of this draft. God. Y'all draft just like me. It's crazy, bro. 12 seconds left. Let's go ahead and get the outlier I said I wasn't going to take. Brock Bowers in the fourth I could do. Yeah, it's to me, I think this season is going to be kind of crazy the way that things play out. But for Achane, I really am excited. Chat's already this fast in June. Yeah, the chat is. I got it. At some point, we're going to have to change it. These mock draft Mondays, bro. How'd you guys like it with Tyler and P? I'm gonna try to bring in more creators, so it's not just me. We could do like 3 or maybe even 4. I got some new names on the list this year. How you guys been enjoying the content we've been doing with Marcus too, with Marcus Riley? Make sure y'all show some love to those videos too, man. Dude played in the NFL, has stories about like Lance Briggs and Brian Urlacher, played on Green Bay, the Rams, and the Bears, played in the UFL, won 2 UFL championships. So make sure y'all get good information from him, especially if it's on the real football side. There's a lot that translates like that I don't even understand. You know what I'm saying? And he's a good person to get information from. So Marcus will be on here. Some of the TikTok guys are going to be on here. Like, just make sure y'all get some good information. That's what I'm saying. If y'all don't follow, for those who don't sub to the page and don't follow the page and you're watching this video, we got some hitters on this channel. All right. Thoughts on London? Finished strong last year with Penix. I think London's going to massively outplay his ADP. He's just a tough player to take, right? Like, I think that he's very similar to like Nico Collins and ARSB and Garrett Wilson. I feel like Tyreek Hill. I feel like there's a lot of receivers in that like 7 to 14 range that I really like. So that's a tough position for me to take because they also go around guys that I think are like top 5-ish type running backs, like Christian McCaffrey, Jonathan Taylor, Achane, Derrick Henry. Like, so to me, I think he went appropriately here. I probably would have had Drake London right above like Ashton Genty and Bucky Irving, maybe closer to this range is where I would have had Drake London. So, and Garrett Wilson. I think Garrett Wilson, Drake London belong here. Wherever you want to take them, I don't care. I think Bucky and Genty belong back here, personally. That's where I have them. I've seen some people say they're out on JT because the Colts lost some offensive linemen in free agency. How do you feel about this? Well, they lost their center, but they've already been planning for that. Ryan Kelly's out. I think they both went to like the Bengals, I want to say. Both of them and Will Fries, I want to say. Both of them went to the Bengals, but you still got Quinn Nelson, and their tackles are good too. I forget their left tackle's name, but their tackles are good too. So I'm not overly concerned about the Colts. They typically have strong offensive line play, and Shane Steichen typically does a good job with the offensive line. And Jonathan Taylor he doesn't need this like OP offensive line to be good. I think that's the one thing about Taylor that people forget. He's kind of a patient runner and he hits the hole. Once he finds a hole, he's gone. I mean, if you watch Jonathan Taylor, a lot of his stuff is ripping off like 30-plus yard runs, and he does it with ease, no matter what the offensive line looks like. So I'm not as concerned about the offensive line because schematically, he don't even need the greatest offensive line. And a lot of times, I think that Colts O-line is ranked well because of Jonathan Taylor and his ability to find holes. So I don't know that that's an issue for him. He's kind of a one-hole guy. He doesn't do a whole lot of juking. He's straight line. So for me, I do think JT. I think JT will be fine. Personally. Mike Evans' thoughts this year. I like Mike, but I think he's more so playing for floor right now. You play for a 1,000-yard floor. They're bringing in other receivers. So if he misses time, it kind of take the workload off of him. I think he's consistent. He just doesn't provide a whole lot of upside, which I probably would want a little bit more upside where he's going right now. I think that's the round he goes. He's just not an exciting pick this year, whereas before Mike Evans was more of a value. I don't know that Mike's a value anymore. You're taking him top 15. I think that's probably where he's going to finish. You know what I mean? Like there's no real upside, whereas I think there's some other players you can have like bigger days from. And I love Mike Evans, but I think we're going to start to see the upside go away, unfortunately. That's where I'm at. Keaton said, let me know your thoughts on my first 3 picks at spot 2. Let me make this pick and I'll get into your thoughts on that. All right, so I got tight end. Say flower. Okay. Damn, the receivers are going, right? Y'all killed on the receivers, bro. I'm not going to lie to you. All right. It's cool, though. Damn, y'all killed the receivers. Where are my guys at? Sheesh. Y'all drafting. I got to look at some of these teams. Team 2, Jamar Chase, Kyron, Harrison, Amarion Hampton, and Judkins. So I like the start here with Chase Williams. He kind of went early on Harrison, which I love. I think Harrison's going to finish inside the top 10, at top 10 to 12 receivers. I think you did a good job here. I think it's a little bit of a reach, but you weren't getting him coming back. I'm not a fan at all of Amarion Hampton here, but I mean, he went after most of the main guys. I just think this is a reach for him, and Judkins too. Both of these guys could have went a round or 2 later. I think Hampton, if he had like a David Montgomery, I think if David Montgomery plays, we're talking about 1,010. Like, I think, why would you take Hampton over him? That's where I'm at. Like, why would you take Amarion Hampton over David Montgomery even? When David Montgomery, if he stays healthy, absolute lock to score 10 touchdowns and probably going to be 1,000 yards. So, and then when it comes to Judkins, I like Judkins, but like, you can take him way down here. there's no need to take him. Unless you just absolutely need a running back, I think you could do better here. But overall, I think this is a decent start. I want to see how it finishes, though. I got you, Gabe. I'll get on his ass about it. Thoughts on ESPN ADP right now? I haven't taken a big look at ESPN ADP, but there's ESPN ADP is always like way off. So I can't wait to draft on there. We'll do a draft here in a second. Value over everything, bro. Over everything. Value over everything, man. Value. People think I don't like players, and it's never I don't like players. It's always value over everything. Value over everything, bro. Not gonna lie. Why T. Higgins over DK Metcalf? Just a question. To be completely honest, I thought I would get one of these three: Rice, Adams, and Metcalf. I think T. Higgins has probably the highest upside if he plays 17, and which he's been a little injured. I thought I was kind of looking at the board and assuming that one of those three would be left. I was assuming Rice, Adams, or Metcalf, and I was cool with either one of them. So I took T. Higgins for the upside, and I was hoping that I would get a floor receiver on the way back. It just didn't happen like that, and that's a lesson that I probably would take DK there next time to strengthen it up. So that was on me for assuming that I would get one of those three. I knew for sure T. Higgins wouldn't make it back because he was ranked higher. I took the assumption I'm cool with Rashee Rice. I'm cool with Devontae Adams. I'm cool with DK Metcalf. And I was hoping that one of them would slide back to me. So that was a bad error on my part. I think in a normal draft where maybe I'm not drafting with y'all are smart. Like y'all are not bad fantasy players. I think in a draft where I draft with bad fantasy players, that move works 100 times out of 100 because Brock Bowers is gone. Joe Mixon's probably gone. Another quarterback is probably gone. Like I was thinking, all right, 6 spots, 3 receivers. I like all 3 of them. Really quickly, I was thinking, and it was 30-second clock that I just looked at the picks. You know what I'm saying? Trying to play strategy. And I think I can't always strategize the same way with y'all as I do in real drafts. I can't. I wish I could, but I can't. I wish I could. I want to draft what I really want to do is like draft with people who aren't in our community, you know what I'm saying, and see how it looks. Like I want to see how those teams come out because I got a feeling y'all would see those teams and be like, "What the hell?" Like when you guys draft in your leagues, how do your teams look? I bet your teams look stacked, like stacked. What do you think on BTJ this year with Travis Hunter there? I think Brian Thomas still has the same upside. Very similar upside to me. It doesn't really change things. I think it opens things up for him when you have another corner that has to respect Travis Hunter. And the thing is, like you have Evan Ingram last year. Evan Ingram was a big part of the offense. That's the same as Travis Hunter. They're both going to be big parts of the offense, right? So there's not a third piece really in this passing game that's super dynamic or going to take take away a lot of touches from BTJ. So, I mean, if Trevor throws for 4,000, which he probably will if he's healthy, 1,500 of that, 12 to 1,500 of that easily is going to go to Brian Thomas. So I'm not overly concerned. You got a couple of decent receivers there, Diami Brown. And why was the other name slipping me right now? Other receiver there. Who's there last? Oh, Parker Washington. And you got like Brendan Strange there. So I'm not really overly concerned about, the options there. And Liam Cohen does a really good job of getting his receivers involved. We saw Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, Jalen McMillan all had sizable roles at times last year, and Brian Thomas is an elite downfield threat. So I think Trevor knows that. Trevor will stay healthy. I'm good with BTJ in the first. Good with BTJ in the first. Give me Judkins over Montgomery, to be honest. Why? JSC, why? Why? I think with Judkins, you're hoping that he gets to 1,000 yards or 10 touchdowns, one of the two. David Montgomery is a lock for both of those. Like David Montgomery will get 10 touchdowns. I mean, outside of just like injuries, but he'll get both of those. He will get both of those. I really wish I didn't have to take Bowers there, but it was good value. Damn, I wish I didn't take Bowers there. Who would I have taken? I could have taken Joe Mixon there. I could have taken Joe Mixon there, but fine. I could have taken Joe Mixon there, or even like JMO for the upside. I could have taken. It is what it is. Debo had 800 yards and 5 touchdowns last year. Still managed wide receiver 7. Does it say anything about particular? Managed wide receiver 7. What do you mean wide receiver 7? Oh, you're saying because he had a decent year and was still like wide receiver 7-ish range. He finished wide receiver 7-ish? Like wide receiver, what number? Like wide receiver 60 something, 70 something, 80 something? Where did he finish? Debo Samuel. No way he was a wide receiver 7 last year? No, he wasn't. Debo was like a wide receiver 4 last year. He finished 44, so he was like a wide receiver 4. He wasn't a wide receiver 7. But yeah, I think overall, wide receivers, I think this is par for the course, to be honest with you. Like you're gonna see years where there's higher production, especially now with the way the passing game is for in the league. You're just gonna see higher receiver numbers. You doing another one? Yes, we're doing another mock. Don't trip. I'm gonna make these shorter. We're gonna try to get in a few of them today. A few of them. We're gonna try to get in a few of them today. Damn, I was gonna go live on TikTok too, bro. Not today. I'll do it after. So if y'all want to hang out afterward, I'm gonna go live on TikTok afterward and just answer questions on there. If y'all want to hang out. I got a ticker. Oh, it's my turn. My turn on here, man. Let's see. Three receiver league. Ooh, so I gotta talk about this real quick. I gotta talk about this. Do you think Brian Thomas should go before Neighbors, ARSB, and Puka? I think yes. I think there's a case for that because of the upside, right? So if you're chasing just the upside, I don't think it's a bad pick. And if you want Brian Thomas over Neighbors, ARSB, and Puka, you got to take him there, right? So I think it's a little bit of personal preference. Puka to me has a limited ceiling because of the Devontae Adams addition. Kyron Williams is the red zone guy. I don't think Puka sees a whole lot of touchdowns. That's why over Puka. ARSB, we kind of know what his ceiling is. It's 1,500, about 10 touchdowns. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. 1,510, I think you can expect that. You're missing like 1,800 and 1,900 potential, right? Over around 15 touchdown potential. You're missing that out of ARSB. Brand new offense with Ben Johnson. Expected role increase for JMO. That's what you're missing there with ARSB. He's boring. So I get if you want excitement over boring, that's why over ARSB. And then Malik Neighbors. Obviously had a phenomenal year last year. Russell Wilson is now the quarterback. So I think you have to really believe Russ is going to pepper him with targets. And Russ likes to throw a little bit more downfield as opposed to like the volume aspect. So I'd have a little bit of concern about Neighbors there as far as ceiling. Neighbors is probably right in the same arena as BTJ. I think BTJ has more of like that 1,500 Randy Moss type year. That's what I think Brian Thomas Jr. could have. Where we're talking like 15 touchdowns and like 1,500 yards. I think that's the difference between a Neighbors and a Brian Thomas. Now, could that not happen? Absolutely. It could be a miss 100%, but I think the ceiling you're talking about to finish as the wide receiver one, I see it a little bit more with Brian Thomas than Malik Neighbors. I think Neighbors has it too. I think in PPR leagues, Neighbors has probably a better floor, but I think Brian Thomas, they found something with him last year. Yo, J-Han, Sonny G, appreciate you, homie. Mock Draft Monday is a dub. It's 12:30 Pacific time, the set time for Mock Draft Mondays. It'll be somewhere midday. So I don't have a set time. It will be Monday, middays, though. Mock Draft Mondays, every single Monday, somewhere between like 12 and 2 p.m. Pacific time, somewhere in there. So make sure y'all block it out. It'll be – I can't confirm 12:30 every time, but it's going to be somewhere around there. All right, so if you're looking for consistency – that's the one thing you'll be able to depend on is sometime midday, we're going to have Mock Draft Mondays. Next one's going to be coming up here too. We're going to be doing another draft right after this. Bears 1985, salute to you. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate the super, bro. Thank you. Yeah, I'll be trying to do more. Trying to do more this year. It won't be all me this year, like I've been talking about. I will have some help this year, thankfully and hopefully. So Otherwise, you're gonna see me on your screen. You know, like I said, there's gonna be less lives, unfortunately, more replays. But I'm gonna try to break the information up a little bit better this year so that if you missed the live, you can still find the information. That's what I'm gonna try to do. We'll see how it plays out. Your wide receivers are bad, Jahan. Well, I only took one receiver in the top 4 rounds, so it's not my typical. I actually think I did decent for having the running backs that I have. And so, yeah, they may be bad in general, but I think I have enough star power here. That's what I didn't go on. I have enough star power here, right? And one of the things I'll say is that, I found some sneaky wide receiver 2 potential, like Cooper Kupp in Seattle. Maybe he's not Cooper Kupp what he was, but going down here, I think I got a really good value on Cooper Kupp. Diggs, who's the number 1 receiver right now for New England? It's Stephon Diggs. And I know a lot of people are concerned about the off-field stuff with him. I'll take Diggs down here as my wide receiver 4. Michael Pittman, why is he going after Josh Downs? Please tell me why Michael Pittman is going after Josh Downs. That legit to me, this does not make sense. Michael Pittman in a down year is going way after Josh Downs. Now, I know a lot of people like Josh Downs, but he's not a volume guy. He had 100 targets last year. He's not going to score a lot of touchdowns. Not a real threat to me to be a 1,000-yard guy. And say he is, what's his upside? He finishes the wide receiver 38 last year. Michael Pittman had a terrible year by his standards. And finishes the wide receiver 46. Terrible year. Had more targets. Will continue to have more targets. And he was dealing with the back injury last year. I don't want to say 0% chance, but Michael Pittman is the team's number 1. I don't see a world where Josh Downs outplays Michael Pittman. And for Michael Pittman to go behind Josh Downs, he's ranked several spots below Josh Downs. I don't get where this is coming from. They drafted A.D. Mitchell last year too in the 2nd round. I just really don't understand how Michael Pittman is rated after Josh Downs. I think Michael Pittman belongs in the wide receiver 4 conversation, wide receiver 3 conversation. He was in the wide receiver 2 conversation last year. How much time do I got for this pick? Probably not much. Let me just get... I don't like that. I don't like that pick. That was a rush pick. Sorry, guys. I don't like that pick. This is where I said get the running backs in the first 8 rounds, because afterward you're looking at Rashad White, Isaac Guerrero. Your options get a little bit more limited. I would have liked to. I maybe could have gone one more running back here. Stevenson. I just like the value. I didn't address receiver early enough, so that's why I went there. Gabe, he likes Reed, and that's about it. Oh, I didn't answer. What questions? What are your thoughts on the Green Bay Packers receiver? So I think the Green Bay receivers are probably a stay away from me. Reed is decent value right now, going as a wide receiver 4, which is weird to me because Jordan Love is going to be much better this year. I don't like Golden. I think Golden's price tag is too high. Typically, he goes before Jaden Reed. I didn't see where he went in this one. Golden. In most drafts, he hasn't even gone yet, but in most drafts, Matthew Golden is going either around or before Jaden Reed. I don't like it. Romeo Doubs. I just feel like there's too many mouths to feed in that Green Bay receiving core for me to want to draft anything more that's a wide receiver 4. I would take Jaden Reed there, but even he showed he doesn't have a whole lot of upside last year. I think Jordan Love will be better this year too. One of those guys is probably going to finish as a high-end wide receiver 3, back-end wide receiver 2. I don't think it's Golden. I think Jaden Reed has a very outside chance of doing it, and I don't really see – I think Christian Watson's probably going to fall to the wayside. He can't stay on the field. And then Romeo Doubs is kind of, average. So they use Josh Jacobs a lot in the red zone. Tucker Kraft got involved last year. There's just – I don't really see a world where there's a 1,200-yard to 1,000-yard receiver on there outside of Jaden Reed this year. Matthew Golden projects more as a deep threat to me. So, Kay, thanks for getting that, dude. Thanks for getting that. Where's the link at for the next one? After I'll drop that afterward, Ronald. Back into the draft is a rough place to be. I do not like. I'm gonna be honest. You guys know. I'll say, I'll draft from anywhere. Those last 4 picks. I don't like them this year. I do not like these last 4 picks this year. I don't know why. I feel like I have not found my rhythm over here. So I'm gonna keep drafting from the back because I gotta figure out how to attack this. My team is decent right now, but I don't love this team. Like I genuinely like think I could draft it way better. Should have drafted better than this. I gotta figure this out. Because this ain't it. This team is okay. This team is okay. But I feel like I could have did better. Do I have a quarterback yet? I don't have a quarterback. Okay, I'll take Kyler. Kyler at the end, I'll take it. I was going to take Justin Fields. Damn, Justin Fields went in the last round? Wild. Oh, okay, Marion Hampton was an auto pick. Who would you have taken instead, Keaton? Who would you have taken instead? Fair brother, definitely good value with your late receivers. I just don't see it yet. Higgins is my wide receiver one right now, which I don't like, but it is what it is. It is what it is. ESPN, or do you guys want to do another sleeper draft? We got to do one ESPN draft though. Somebody requested it, so we got to do an ESPN 10 team. Y'all want to do another sleeper draft first, or do you want to do the ESPN one right now? This community hates tight end. I think the value, if you're being honest though, like the value is later with tight ends. And I think maybe it's not hate tight ends. I just think that there's other players that have higher ceilings, and we all kind of see it that way here. So I don't know. I think I can win a league with Evan Ingram in the 9th. I can win a league with Evan Ingram as my tight end, or like I feel like I like Tyler Warren in the 10th. I feel like Dalton Kincaid could bounce back. There's a lot of bounce back candidates. Kelsey in the 9th, TJ Hawkinson in the 7th. There's a lot of bounce back candidates. So I just don't know that there's any elite option outside of Trey McBride, Brock Bowers, but I got questions about both of those guys too. Kittle, I think Kittle could be that. But like Bowers to me, so here's quick breakdown on my tight ends and why I'm maybe not in on him the way I should be, right? Brock Bowers, obviously you draft Ashton Genty, so you lose red zone work there. The team's going to run the football more with Chip Kelly and Pete Carroll. I think Brock Bowers is not going to have the 1,200-yard season he did with only 5 touchdowns. He's not going to have this incredible 1,210-yard, 10-touchdown upside. I don't see it. Bowers comes down a tier for me. Trey McBride obviously had a strong season last year. You think Marvin Harrison, who was drafted in the first round, probably going to take that next leap up, take away some targets. Trey McBride's got to come down a little bit for me. Sam Laporta, obviously not as big a part of this offense as we thought. Ben Johnson's gone. Jamison Williams, they've been talking up. David Montgomery's back. Sam Laporta comes down a little bit for me. George Kittle, probably the one that needs to be raised a little bit, but he's still a tight end 3 because you got Christian McCaffrey back now. George Kittle got to come down a little bit. Like TJ Hawkinson, you got Jettas, you got Addison, new quarterback in JJ McCarthy. What's that look like, right? Emphasis on the ground game. TJ Hawkinson coming off the ACL, like TJ Hawkinson comes down. So it's like you start looking at all these tight ends, they all have a lot of question marks. There's not just this elite, I'm the wide receiver 1 option. Maybe if you want to call Bowers that, but that to me is a question mark. So every tight end, David Njoku, what's this quarterback situation look like? Travis Kelce, is he over the wall? Like, is he done? Evan Ingram, what's this joker role that they've been promising for years actually look like when you got Cortland Sutton and you have other options in the passing game? Jonnu Smith, is he going to get traded? Mark Andrews, is he the tight end 1? There's so many question marks right now with all these tight ends that I'm like, which one do you feel comfortable really taking in the top 2-3 rounds? None. Which one do you really even? I would rather wait on tight end, unless one of them just falls to me. Like, I just don't really feel pressure to draft a tight end. And I think that's what the community is saying as far as like hating tight ends. I just think you can wait on tight ends. We've seen Dallas Goedert be a top 5 to 7 tight end at times. Dalton Kincaid is a first-round pick that maybe he breaks out. Maybe Kyle Pitts breaks out. Like, there's so many question marks. You got Colson Loveland and Tyler Warren, like as rookies. Maybe they show up. There's just so many question marks in the tight end position. Just wait. Just wait. Just wait. ESPN 14 team sleep. Keep it on sleeper. I see a lot of sleeper. Sleeper. ESPN at least. All right, we'll do sleeper, and then ESPN. Sleeper will do 14 teams, so everybody can be involved, and then ESPN will be a 10 team. We'll do that right after. Tyler, what's good? He said, time to lock in Penix or T-Law, Superflex tight end premium. If I'm picking one, I'm picking Trevor Lawrence. And I really like Michael Penix too, but I would take Trevor Lawrence. Chances are you get both. But I would take Trevor Lawrence. I think the upside is higher for like a stronger season. I think Penix, as a full season as a starter, you're going to want to see the ground game a little bit more involved to protect him in year one. I don't think it's an absolute that he's going to get this green light to sling it, where I think T-Law under Liam Cohen, this is a what do you have for us, Trevor Lawrence here. They just paid him. This is what can you do for us, Trevor Lawrence? We got you 2 premium receivers. What can you do for us? I think this is a big year for Trevor Lawrence. There better be some ratings in here. Oh, shit. Do I got to do ratings? Quick review on your team. Let me go. Sonny G, I got you, Sonny G. Where you at, Sonny G? Boom. AJ Brown, Derrick Henry, Devontae Adams, DK Metcalf. Love to start here. Tony Pollard, Calvin Ridley. I think you killed this part of it. Tony Pollard, good pick right here for the running backs that were left. And then you backed it up with ETN and Caleb Johnson. You did. I think you killed it back here. I didn't even see, like, how did you draft this team and I drafted this team? I think you killed it here. Trey Harris, I think that's good value late. And then Tyler Warren at tight end, Justin Herbert. I feel like definitely your tight end quarterback could have been stronger here, but I guess for waiting, you did a pretty good job. I would say I like this team. I love the start of this team. If you found a tight end and a quarterback, this team is elite. And if these two, if he's top 10 and he's top 10, this is a playoff team, no doubt. Probably a championship contender with who you have. Good job, Sonny G. Ratings. All right, I'll do quick ratings. Quick ratings real quick on this one. Sideline Hustle, love the start here. I think you did good for the start here. You got JSN, good value here. I think it's a decent value on JSN. I probably would have went a different receiver, though. Actually, no, I would have went different receiver here. But I'm not mad at you. Running backs, older. I think your running back room is a little weak. Overall, I get it's like, I'm going to try to improve the rating scale because typically I'm going to say around 8, somewhere around there. I'm going to try to improve the rating scale a little bit, but every team looks the same to me. I'm going to give this one like an 8.4. I'm going to try to give out some higher grades. Try to give out. Let me see. Maybe I'm not. I got to see how. Let me see. Jamar Chase, Williams, Harrison. You got decent running backs here. I think you're going to need one of these two to hit. Your third receiver, Juwan Jennings, not bad. And Emeka Egbuka is your fourth receiver. I'm not loving that. You got Hawk and Kelsey. This team's closer to an 8 than an 8.5. Toker, we got Bijan, RJ Harvey, Tracy, Garendo. You'll be playing the running back game. I think you took too much chance here, bro. Toker, I normally like your squads a lot. This one I don't like as much. I think you did good here. It's just down here you have like way too many question marks. I'll give this one a 7.9. I don't really like this team as much. I love Garrett Wilson here, though. Absolutely love Garrett Wilson. I personally think Garrett Wilson should be up here. I think we're going to get massive value on Garrett Wilson in the second, maybe third round, depending on who you're drafting with. Garrett Wilson, Tyreek Hill, Drake Lennon, these three should all be at least up here. Not that far off of Nico Collins. Garrett Wilson is not a whole round, damn near, worse than Nico Collins. He's not. So I love that pick here. Absolutely love that pick. Q, you got Gibbs, Brian Robinson, good value on him, Javonte and Jordan Mason. You need to go with the receivers here, London Evans Pickens, Waddle even if Pearsall hits, that's a good kind of flyer down there. Pat Fryermuth, Jaden Daniels. I think it seems like an 8-1. Jaguar, you got Barkley. Don't like the Genty or McConkey picks. I'm not in on this team. You got Caleb and Fields. Good job of the quarterback tight ends here. A little Najee love. It's not bad. It's not a team I would draft, but it's not bad. I would give this like an 8-1 as well. I think your receivers need more upside here. Sutton, Moore, McConkey, and Myers. You got decent floor, but who's your upside play at receiver? You don't really have no upside at receiver. Tight end, you know what you're getting out of him. You need your running backs to hit. You got good upside at quarterback. I don't know. I can say 8-1. Jalen Hurts, we got CeeDee Lamb, Bucky Irving, Chase Brown. Not sold on the running backs. It's fine, though. You got George Kittle, Goddard as tight ends. Good value here on Mayfield late. I don't like your running back room at all. Warren and Scatterbo, I don't like your running back room at all. Could hit, but I just don't like it. And then your receivers, you got good upside with Worthy, floor with Flowers. I think you could have did better, but it's not bad. This is like an 8 to me. 7, 9, 8. KRQ. This is key, right? Brian Thomas, JMO, Godwin, Odunze. Love the ceiling here. Brees Hall, Kamara, great job. Bo Nix. I think you get it better than Bo Nix here. I would rather have Jordan Love way down here. You get Jordan Love. Justin Fields, Caleb Williams. You could have did better and got another player right here, like another running back or receiver that would have helped you out. Love getting Evan Ingram here. I don't like Jack Besh at all. I think this is a bad pick, not just a not good pick. I think this is a bad pick overall. I don't think Jack Besh is even going to be like startable at all. Maybe back end of the year, but like Jacoby Myers, Ashton Genty, Brock Bowers. I think Michael Mayer is going to play a little bit more of a role than people think. Like, I just don't see it with Jack Besh. So I think it's a terrible pick. I'm not going to lie to you. Maybe I'm wrong, and I'll be okay with admitting I'm wrong on him, but like you could have got Hollywood Brown here at the same spot. I don't know, a receiver. I even like, if you're going to take a receiver, a rookie receiver, take Jaden Higgins. Like, I think this team is good, though. I would give it like an 8-1, 8-2. Cade, Neighbors, McMillan, Brandon Ayuk, Jaden Reed, Khalil Shakir. I love your running back room. Great job on your running backs, bro. Killed the running backs. Like Malik Neighbors up here. I don't like having Tet and then Brandon Ayuk on the shelf for 4 to 6 weeks. I don't like your receiver room here. So I would have got a little bit more established. I know this is where like the drop off at receiver is. So, but I would have preferred like a locked in number one. I think he's more of a 3 to me. He's more of like a wide receiver 3 than a 2. I would prefer like Judy, even a Calvin Ridley, Olave cut. I don't think it's not terrible. Not terrible. Just not what I would prefer. And then I think you did really good down here. Tight end could have been better. I would have liked more upside than Ertz because I think Ben Sennett's probably going to take over at some point. Prescott, Goff, I think you did good. I'll give this like an 8-2, 8-1, 8-2. Great job on the running backs. Skip over I think I did okay. Like my running backs, could have got stronger running backs at the back end. I think my receiver play is above average, not great. Love getting Bowers here and Kyler where I got him, but I feel like my running back room could have been a little stronger, and I wish I would have taken a different receiver here. Now that I see how it played out. But at the time, it is what it is. I give myself like an 8-1, 8-2. ARSB, Nico, Addison, Downs, Coleman, Shaheed with Kenneth Walker, Chuba Hubbard. I think you did decent here for the running backs. This is what I'm talking about, though, as far as like having 4 strong backs. If Kenneth Walker or Chuba Hubbard and Pacheco, 2 of those guys hit, I think this team is good. You got good upside here. Would have rather had Pittman, but I get it for Josh Downs. I think this is a very sneaky pick right here. Keon Coleman in the 10th. If you're looking for like a strong wide receiver 4 or 5, somebody that's easily cuttable after 2 weeks if they don't perform, I think Keon Coleman bounces back in a major way this year. Like Khalil Shakir went – where did Khalil Shakir go? In the 8th round, I think I'd much rather have Keon Coleman here in the 10th. Much rather. And I'm concerned about Jonnu Smith this year. With the trade rumors, I'm concerned they're not going to use him the same. Yeet Man with Nakua, Rice, Judy, Debo, good job. I think you got some good floor ceiling there combo. McCaffrey, Montgomery, great job at the running backs. DeAndre Swift is your 3rd. Good job. I like to see him a lot. This is like an 8-4, 8-5 to me. Great job here. And I think you got good value on Josh Allen. I think if Andrews is, I would have concern about like Andrews not hitting, but I think you did a really good job otherwise. Like good veteran presence with some good upside. Not a lot of rookies on this team, Yeet Man. And you went late rookie. Good job. I think tight end, I would have preferred to get, Andrews here late's not bad though. And you could always pick up another option. This ain't bad. It's like 8-4, 8-5 to me. Good job. And I really like Sonny G's team too. Let me know how you feel about the rankings.